Today in Raleigh-Durham, we wanted to host a symposium in a different location other than Florida to get another perspective of kind of what other people are looking at and how they feel about cancer, stomach cancer, from other physicians from the Duke, Raleigh, Wake Forest area.
The unique thing about this area, it is Research Triangle Park. So we do have some of the top cancer centers within a 20, 30, 40 mile radius of each other that they communicate with one another. They're teaching hospitals, so you really do have not only interns and fellows, but you have medical students, you have nurses, you have people that come from all over the country to go to these institutes. And raising stomach cancer awareness is important in itself, but when you have an advocacy group that's coming to these hospitals saying, hey, we're here and we want to hear what these doctors have to say, and it excites actually the facilities to send their doctors to talk about it, because really we all know there isn't anything about stomach cancer.
And it gives me an opportunity, it gave me an opportunity to see what one of the DDF Foundation awardees was doing, which is actually really interesting research that we potentially could collaborate together around, which I wouldn't have otherwise known.
Well, I liked how the doctors were all asking each other questions today. That was something that I never experienced before. Even like Hope said, with the researcher, with Richard, when he was discussing the ROA, I was like taking notes, and I even turned around and looked at Hope and said, I'm going to have to ask my husband's oncologist if he has that, and those are the things that are neat. And I was standing outside during the break, and I was talking just with other people and medical professionals about what we can do sooner, not just waiting for next year, but what can we do maybe in February with these institutions. And it was definitely really neat.
Yeah, it was interesting to see all the doctors and patients and caregivers coming together as one, discussing different topics and what was being discussed in the room.
I think, and I think it gave me ideas too, not just about research, but about how we can do more things around supportive care, like caregivers, supporting caregivers, more things around nutrition, just sort of general ideas, just all about stomach cancer, which we're always flying in 800 different directions, and so just having some time to focus just on that, I think, is very important.
It provided a total picture, right? Because in gastric, it really did, because it did. It touched on the caregivers today, clinical trials, standard of care, nutrition, which is so important in the gastric cancer community. It really just did. It brought all angles of it together to just kind of sit back and things that make you go, I'd like to thank everyone for participating today, everyone that tuned into the webinar. We definitely couldn't have done it without of our speakers, the patients and caregivers that tuned in. It was a great event, and I hope everyone stays tuned to what is coming next. And we definitely couldn't have done it without our sponsors from Lilly Oncology, Merck, and BMS.